Voice of Indonesia.
Voice of Indonesia from Indonesia to the world. Welcome back to me, Ahmad Faisal, at the special program of Interview. Well, Indonesia and Turkey have very strong relations, and the cooperation of both countries keep on growing. And to know more about the bilateral relations and cooperation between Indonesia and Turkey, here we are at the studio of Voice of Indonesia. There is Ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia, His Excellency Talib Küçükcan. How are you today, Your Excellency?
Thank you very much, Ahmed Faisal, and also thank you for having me on your program.
Welcome back. Welcome to our studio, Voice of Indonesia.
It's a pleasure for me to be here today to talk about Turkey and Indonesia relations. I'm excited to actually having your questions.
First of all, I would like to say, congratulations of your National Day, which is commemorated every 29th October.
Well, actually, Turkey has been established 100 years ago. So this will be the centenary of Turkey. So we will have special celebrations all over the world, including, of course, Indonesia. And we are going to have our National Day on the 29th of October. And, of course, this is an important day for us because in the lives of the states, in the lives of the nations, years pass quite fast. And Turkey now achieved a lot of successes in the past. It was established on the legacy of the big Ottoman Empire. It lasted 600 years. You can imagine that the Turkish people had a lot of state experiences before. And the Ottoman Empire ruled all over Europe, in North Africa, in the Middle East, also in the Balkans. But of course, like many other empires, the Ottoman Empire has fallen apart. As you know, there is a very famous Muslim scholar called Ibn Khaldun. And Ibn Khaldun makes a analogy between the tree and the state. He says, like, states are like trees. They grow up, and one day they just, dry, and then they fall apart. That's what happens with the states. And that's what happened with the Ottoman Empire, but I think Turkish people woke up to the realities of the time in the 1920s, and they fought, like the many Indonesian people here in your country, against the occupiers of the land. And now we celebrate this, of course, every year. And this year will be the 100 years of the establishment of modern Turkey as a nation state, as a democratic nation state. And I am happy today that we are sharing all these ideas, information with you, or through you, with the people of Indonesia.
So this year has become the 1 century of the commemoration of National Day for Turkey. So what is the special commemoration that will be held this year?
Well, actually, as I said, now we are entering the 2nd century of Turkey. And that's why now we have a new concept. Yes, Turkey has been in existence for 100 years, but now we are entering into the 2nd century of Turkey. We call it Century of Turkey. That is the main motto in our celebrations. What does that mean? Of course, we are building on the achievements of the past century. And we have a young population, we have a well-educated population, and also, of course, we would like to see Turkey among the influential nation states in the world. As you might imagine, when you look at the map where Turkey is located just between Asia and Europe. Turkey is actually a bridge, not as a geographical bridge, but also a social, political, cultural, and civilizational bridge. So with these in mind, of course, Turkey is well prepared to have really large celebrations, because we believe that the future will be based on what we achieved today. And of course, like many other nation states, we are a forward-looking nation.
So let's turn to the question of bilateral relation between Indonesia and Turkey, Your Excellency. So how does the government of Turkey strengthen bilateral relations with Indonesia?
Ahmad Faisal, let me go back to the roots of our relationship between Turkey and Indonesia. Long before the establishment of nation states like Turkey or Republic of Indonesia, actually we had deep-rooted relations in the minds of people, in the hearts of people. The relations between, I think, Turkish people and Indonesians go back to the 16th century, early 16th century.
16th century.
Right. You can imagine that how long, how deep, how strong the relations are. In the early 18th century, as far as I remember, the Ottomans had a consulate here in Jakarta. You can see again, we had also diplomatic relations, but in a different format, of course. We are not talking about the nation-state format. And of course, as soon as Indonesia declared its independence and it was accepted by the UN, Turkey was one of the first countries to recognize Indonesia as an independent nation-state because we are a brotherly country. And since 1957, we are having full diplomatic relations. Our embassy was opened here in 1957. You see that since then, of course, we have got a lot of, I think, improvements in our relationship. And of course, for Turkey, Indonesia is a huge country. I mean, when you look at this, Indonesia as a geography, Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world. I mean, this is something you must be proud of. Secondly, Indonesia is the fourth biggest country in terms of demography, in terms of population.
Yes.
So these are important, I think, indications that Indonesia has. And of course, Turkey, although the distance between our countries is far, there is a 9,000 kilometer distance between our countries, but our hearts and minds are very close, of course. I think when we look at from these perspectives, our relations do have important, I think, foundations, very solid foundations. On top of these foundations, Turkey attaches great importance to Indonesia because of its location, because of its position within the ASEAN region. We know that the Indonesia is the biggest economy here, and also with Turkey we are in the G27, we are in the United Nations, we are also in the OIC between Indonesia and Turkey. So there are a lot of platforms that I think our leaders, our politicians, our civil society organizations are coming together to improve the relations. But of course there are a lot of areas that we need to do more.
Okay. Well, it seems that this become growing and growing about the cooperation of both countries. So how do you say about the economic sectors, Your Excellency, about the growing age?
Right. Let's begin with the political climate between Turkey and Indonesia. I think there is a very positive relations between Turkey and Indonesia in terms of political dimension. We don't have any political problem. That is very important. If you want to improve other areas, relations in the other areas, I think the political relations should be stable. So we don't have any political issue. We are very friendly. Our leaders talk to each other in all platforms, as I said earlier. On top of this, I think we need to look at other areas of relationships. Economy is one that you have just mentioned. The trade relations between Turkey and Indonesia are about $3 billion.
$3 billion.
To me, this is not much. We need to have, I think, broader economic relations, deeper economic relations, and much bigger, I think, trade volume. And the trade volume, as an objective set out by our leaders, by the President of Indonesia and by the President of Turkey, is about $10 billion. So we need to do a lot to achieve this, I think, target. But as I said, year by year, our trade volume is increasing. That is a promising, I think, result. But as an ambassador of Turkey here, I am trying to connect your businessman with the Turkish businessman and entrepreneurs with each other so that we can have closer, stronger economic relations.
So you mean the trade value of this year is getting higher than if we compare to the previous year.
It is sure that we are increasing the amount of trade volume between Turkey and Indonesia because this is critical. You know, when you have got economic dependence on each other, I mean, politically you are also very close. And let me say yet another, I think, issue. Last year, when there was a G20 summit in Bali, Republic of Turkey and Republic of Indonesia came together. Our presidents met with each other. And the relationship between our countries became more strategic. They have signed a document. Now we have got a strategic relationship. What we expect next from the political standpoint is to have large-scale meetings between Turkish ministers and the Indonesian ministers so that we can achieve this target of $10 billion per year. I think all the parameters are positive as far as I can see. What we need to have just a plan. But you know, there is a upcoming election in Indonesia, and also in Turkey we have got a local elections next year. Sometimes elections may delay other issues, but we are really working hard with our Indonesian counterparts to bring our ministers and the Indonesian ministers together to talk more about economy.
Your Excellency, what about the bilateral cooperation in the field of education? Because this also important, yeah, if we see about I can say student exchange of both countries. How do you see this?
Ahmed, this is also important topic in terms of our relationship. As you know, Indonesia has very young population, and Turkey has also a young population. And you are very lucky that you have one of the youngest populations in this region. And young population is an important asset. Why? Because when we look at other countries like Japan and the many European countries, even China, these are very strong in economy. But when you look at the population, when you look at the demography, they have got aging population. Their population are becoming aged, older and older each and every year. So that means the economic development of a country, social and political development of a country depend on the presence of young people.
Yes.
But what kind of young people? I mean, you can have young people with no quality, with no skills, with no education. I'm not talking about this sort of young people. I am talking about the young people who will really drive the economy, who will be the leaders in technology and investment. In order to have such young people, what we call it human capital, you need to educate them. Okay? I think Indonesia has investing a lot in the education of their children, so does Turkey. I think this is one area that we can cooperate. Already we have got good cooperation, but I think the cooperation might be stronger. Currently, there are 4,500 Indonesian students studying at Turkish universities.
Wow, excellent.
That is a good number. But we would like to see more, because when you look at the number of Indonesian students in Germany, it's about 6,000.
Some of them are getting scholarships, or
actually only a small number of them are getting scholarship. Each and every year, Turkish government provides scholarship to Indonesian students, but it's about 100 people, 100 students. The rest, they have their own resources, economic resources. They pay for their own education. But they choose Turkey for a number of reasons. One reason is that economically they can afford Turkey. Turkey is an affordable country compared to Australia, compared to Japan, compared to Europe or American universities. There it is more expensive. Secondly, I think this is quite important. They feel at home. When they go to Turkey, it is a Muslim country. It is a Muslim culture. And they don't have any problem of being discriminated because of their religion, their appearance, etc. So when an Indonesian goes to Turkey, he or she will be welcomed. I mean, this is something comfortable for students. That's why they go there. And also living conditions in Turkey, when you go to Istanbul or Izmir or another big city, so you will see a mosque, So you feel that
Yes.
you are part of that culture. And if you go to a restaurant, you don't have any problem of halal haram issues. So
Yes.
it's all halal. And I think these are important issues that make Turkish universities attractive for Indonesian students. But we would like to see more and more Indonesian students in our country, and also we are inviting Turkish universities to have contact with the Indonesian universities. Already we have arranged a number of meetings between them, because it is not only about education of the young people, it's also sharing experiences. I think this is also important, because we need to learn from your country, and I think Indonesia has maybe things to learn from the Turkish experience, because as I said, although there's a huge distance between us in terms of physical distance, psychologically, emotionally, so we are very close to each other. I think education is also linking people, because in economy, money comes and goes, the goods comes and goes, but it is not the people.
Yes.
But in education, what we see, people have face-to-face interactions. I think we will increase this in the future. But there is something that we should do more from the Turkish side. We don't have many Turkish students in Indonesia. I think we should encourage, and we are encouraging Turkish students to come to Indonesia to learn Bahasa, to learn the culture of this country, because we believe that the Asia, and in particular Indonesia, is an important engine of this world. And when the geopolitical attention is now becoming more and more focused on Asia Pacific, I think the Turkish people, Turkish industry, Turkish government, Turkish civil society organizations should be more aware of the importance of Indonesia.
Well, if we see about the cultural sectors of both countries, Indonesia and Turkey have such majority of Muslim population. So how do you see about the people-to-people contact of both countries regarding about, I can say, 100 years of Turkey's National Day?
Let me remind you one unfortunate event that took place in 2004 in Aceh region. Remember, there was a tsunami. After the tsunami, there was a large campaigns in Turkey to raise funds for the people of Aceh, because they felt that they have obligation to help people. Why? In the past we had relations, but also we are talking about Muslim people as our brothers and sisters in Indonesia, but also of course as human beings. I mean, when you look at people's behavior of philanthropy or helping others, of course there are many maybe characteristics that might influence people's behavior, but I think the cultural proximity is important one. Therefore, we had very successful campaigns to help people of Aceh. Many Turkish civil society organizations plus the government organizations, agencies came here. They set up schools, I think hospitals, and some centers to help people. And I remember also that right after a year of that unfortunate event, tsunami, Prime Minister of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he was then Prime Minister, now he is the President of Turkey. Also he came here to feel the pain of people, to share the people's pains. As you can see, I mean, there is that cultural proximity and also historical, I think, legacy that exists between us. I think this is an important, let's say, asset for us. On top of that, what we do today, because of the communication technology, because of the culture industry, I think we share a lot of cultural products. And Turkish TV soap operas are very well known all over the world.
Yes.
I think they are also known in Indonesia. I have seen many Indonesian friends in this country. They have seen some of the soap operas and Turkish films, and they just would like to see Turkey simply because of these issues. What I am doing these days, I'm encouraging some of the Turkish companies, film companies, to shoot films here in your country so that Turkish people can see it, whether it might be Bali or somewhere else, so that the Turkish people will have more and more interest in the cultural productions and cultural values of Indonesia.
You have already mentioned about social culture trade, education. So what about defense cooperation, Your Excellency?
I think this is a very critical area of relationship between Turkey and Indonesia. In recent years, Turkey has advanced its technology in defense industry. And actually, some of the products of Turkey in Ukraine, in Libya, in Azerbaijan, actually they have changed the balance of power. I can say they are so successful. That's why I think many countries, including Indonesia, are interested in Turkey's defense products.
Yes.
But of course, Turkey shares these defense products with friendly countries, and of course, Indonesia is our brotherly and friendly country, and we are very happy to share our experience. But what is different between Turkish defense companies and the other defense companies that Indonesia also, I think, buys? Turkey is prepared to share technology with Indonesia. Not other companies do it. If you buy it from American company, British company, or French company, they do not share their technology because they don't want to see you as your competitor in the future.
You mean transfer of technology?
Yes, transfer of technology. But Turkey does it.
Okay.
Turkey is well prepared to transfer technology. I think we have already started a number of companies in Turkey. They are now present here in your country, and they are doing quite well. I think this is an important area of cooperation because it also means a lot of confidence building, relying on each other. In times of difficulty, that means because we are talking about critical technology, actually. And in the conflicting world, as you know, in the world, unfortunately, there are many wars around. In Yemen, in Ukraine, in Syria today, there are lots of conflicts. And we never hope and see that there is a conflict in your country, in my country either. But I think we have to have this defense capability in our country so that we can deter anyone who are not friendly. And I think Turkey and Indonesia are on the right path to develop technology together. And actually our foreign minister, Hakan Fidan, was here 2 months ago. On the 15th of July, actually, and he met with your defense minister, he met with your foreign minister, and he proposed the following. I think that is, it was open talk, actually, nothing secret. He said we should be able to create a common platform where we produce together, where we consume together. We produce and we buy from each other. I think that is something which indicates the strong, I think, relationship between Indonesia and Turkey.
All right. The last question, Your Excellency. So, what is your hope for the bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Turkey in the future?
Well, that's a very good question. I have been here in Indonesia for 5 months. So now I have settled. I have made a lot of friends in the country and working with many Turkish, of course, government agencies and private industry to explore how and in which areas we can really improve our relationship. And I see that there are a lot of areas that we can improve our relationship. We have mentioned, I think, some of the areas that education, popular culture industry, and also defense industry. But tourism has a huge potential. Health tourism is another huge potential. In my country, we have got a very strong and very well qualified health sector, both private and the public sector, state sector. And also, let me tell you something I think I should have mentioned earlier, but now it is time to mention. Turkey's the biggest trade partner is Europe and the United States of America. Why they buy from Turkey? Why they are interested in the products of Turkey? Because of the quality, because of the price, affordability. And if you want to sell to Europe, you have to produce your things in a certain quality. Otherwise, you cannot sell it. That's why Turkish products are sought after in all of the European countries. So that's why I think when we talk about increasing our relations in many areas, so technology, production, and the goods that Turkey produces, and also, of course, we have a lot of other opportunities from your side. And your country provides a lot of touristic opportunities, beautiful country and beautiful landscape, and many people will be interested in coming here from Turkey if we can promote it in the right manner. And also, so you have got a lot of products here, like coffee, for example. The coffee from your country does not come to Turkey in large quantities.
Yes.
Right. So this is one area I am promoting, for example, in Turkey, that we should taste Indonesian coffee and try to spread the message in Turkey. I think these are some of the issues, some of the areas that we can improve. And of course, the critical issue is, I think, face-to-face interaction between the people of Turkey and people of Indonesia. And that has started. We should improve. And also, we are in a radio station. This is a national radio. And we have also very dynamic media landscape in Turkey. I think this is yet another area that we can push our companies and our institutions to come together.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for your time, for your coming to have interview today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Well, listener, that was our special interview with Ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia, with His Excellency Mr. Talib Kucukcan. I'm Ahmad Faisal. I would like to say thank you very much and have a nice day. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Voice of Indonesia.